Have you ever had an experience where you peed your pants laughing with your friends? Let's go over what might have happened. In those cases, sometimes it's a little bit of pee that comes out, so there's pressure down on the bladder. I have a previous video on that, so see the whole explanation, but pressure on the bladder causes pee to come out. If it's a lot of pee though, so you literally pee your pants, like your stream of urine starts and can't stop it, likely what is happening, this is our model again, we have the bladder and we have the urethra where you're peeing from. The muscle around the urethra is a circular muscle. It's closed all of the time when we are not going pee. But if there's enough pressure down and it opens that enough, it creates funneling, and there's enough pee that creates pressure into the urethra, that will actually trigger the bladder muscle to start contracting. And that is how we pee, all right? So the bladder muscle, if it's contracting, it's pushing pee out. We have a stream of urine that's happening. And for some people, a lot of people, that is very difficult to stop that stream of urine. So what do we need to do about it? We still need to balance the pressure. The pressure around the urethra is going to be really important. If there's too much pressure down, it creates that opening and that funneling, and enough pee gets pushed into there, instead of just that little spurt of urine, it actually will trigger that contraction, okay? So when you're laughing with your friends, try not to round into that laugh like ha 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 ha. Instead, try and stay up nice and tall. If we keep our ribs away from our pelvis, then we're not creating as much pressure into the pelvis. Second, if you keep your pelvis rocked, instead of rocking backwards, if you rock it forward, so think I'm lifting my tailbone, that is going to help keep the pubic bone underneath of the bladder, okay? That is going to create a lot more support. So when there is pressure coming down, if it's hitting that bone doesn't get tired, so it's not going to allow the bladder to push as much down, and it's not going to open that urethra as much, okay? Those are the two top tips. Of course, you can try and use your pelvic floor as well, but that's going to be more like I should just be training it on a regular basis. And so I wouldn't try and recommend necessarily trying to do a Kegel right as you're laughing, because likely at that point it's too late. So we want to train that automaticity. So I'm going to get another video on that, just in how we can best get the pelvic floor to respond naturally and spontaneously. But in the meantime, when you're laughing with your friends, try and keep that posture up, pelvis up, ribs up, and that should help balance those pressures. All right, good luck.